When any menswear season comes to an end, it's a good idea to ask some difficult questions. Men have been taking to the catwalk now for 50 years for fashion weeks in London, New York, Milan, and of course Paris. But buyers and fashion journalists alike have short attention spans. How to stay exciting year after year? Are traditional fashion shows always the answer? Jacquemus summoned guests to his autumn-winter 2019-2020 show by means of an invitation to breakfast. The show modelled itself on an outdoors picnic, perfect for the adventurer who's left the office far behind.
Work-wise, this is a really intense period. Our business has really grown. It's changing. For me, it's really important that my collections are poetic, and that takes a lot of work. I created these sorts of masculine uniforms, essentially by chance.
And what about the materials?
There's cotton, wool, denim, real materials, if you like. I mean, we're not dealing with fantasy here.
And does it ever scare you when your sales do really well?
It's really scary when it's all going well and you end up growing too quickly. When you're independent like we are, it's not easy to finance a whole fashion cycle. Yeah, it can be scary, but I'm not complaining. This is what I wanted and I'm happy. It's about finding a way that I can feel comfortable, and that means not always respecting that rule that fashion shows need an entry point and an exit point. We wanted to create something a little more abstract, and it's good. You need to listen to yourself, otherwise you get stuck in a routine, and that's how you'll bore other people and bore yourself.
Shaking things up is what fashion does best. Why not then have a mix of men and women showcasing a menswear collection? At Balmain, it was sometimes difficult to differentiate between the sexes. All the better.
This collection is about freedom of expression. It's about the judgments we make, women's rights, men's rights. It's about a woman's freedom to dress herself according to so-called masculine codes, a man's freedom to embrace feminine codes. It's a new genre. Today I think the younger generation needs to express itself, needs to really say who it is, and that's a form of rebellion. It's a global rebellion against an oppressive system. We're also living in a moment where we have to contend with a lot of restraints. Our mobile phones can be digital prisons. People are great at commenting online, but that's not always the case when it comes to the real world.
You mean those moments when we need to be humans rather than robots?
Exactly. It's that need to return to a world that's more real, where we're able to really push our ideas, push the barriers, where we can just be ourselves without fear of judgment.
Although one thing that won't be changing anytime soon is the adulation a designer can expect to receive when the lights go up.
I always say that the next Martin Scorsese or the next Yves Saint Laurent is living among us, and that we just need to give those people the opportunity to show what they're capable of, creatively speaking. We need to believe in that and know that it's not just true that the best things are in the past. You need to have that faith.
Gender-fluid collections are having something of a moment, although activist fashion collective Andrea Cruz embraced the approach 15 years ago. They're also ahead of the curve when it comes to recycling fashion. Andrea Cruz cares deeply about being a positive force for change in the world.
We're very aware of the passing of time. We take vintage clothes and then we present them in a new way. We hope that what we're offering is deeply futuristic.
And you recycle, or maybe you call it upcycling.
Yeah, we speak about upcycling. You can see all the tie and dye pieces in this collection. They're made from flecked fabric that we've immersed in bleach. What we're proposing here is quite raw, brutal. But that's the way you're able to give some clothes a second life.
And what about the mise-en-scène, the music, the drummer? It's all rather brutal.
We live in a very conflicted society. It's a mirror of our times.
The collection is centered around recycled basics, cargo pants, jeans and trench coats, all of them given a decidedly modern twist.
Will I become unfashionable over the course of the next 10 years? I don't think so. No, I think it's good to keep up with the changing times. That's how people are going to better understand our message. It's satisfying that we've held on to our message for as long as we have. It's great to share our values.
At Andrea Cruz, guests sat on simple wooden benches. At Sakai, it's a very different story, with a plethora of colourful armchairs and sofas on offer. Sophisticated seating for a sophisticated collection. The label's Japanese founder creating nothing short of an ode to durability with her arresting offering. Decor was also a focal point with American designer Thom Browne. The walls, floor and chairs were playfully covered in bubble wrap. As for the clothes, think an artful mix of feminine corsetry and masculine tailoring, with some trompe-l'œil silhouettes.
I love the idea, especially in men's world, that guys are really interested in new ideas and they're not constrained to anything. And I think it's a good time because women are being appreciated and men are open to, more interesting ideas. And I think men and women are respecting each other, and I think it's a good time.
So having seen the likes of Jacquemus, Balmain, Andrea Cruz and Thom Browne, it seems the catwalk format is still very much able to surprise.
France 24, 4 news channels in 4 languages, 430 journalists, 35 nationalities, 160 bureaus around the world, a global reach. 385 million households in over 180 countries can watch France 24. 80 million viewers watch the channel every week, and the numbers are constantly growing, with audience multiplied by 2 in 5 years. France 24 Online is also forging ahead. Over 15.5 million visits a month on France24.com. With 59.8 million videos viewed online, France 24 is a leader on YouTube, while our 38.2 million Facebook and Twitter followers make us France's #1 channel on social media. To our constantly growing community of viewers, thank you.